Welcome to Talk Back Live Flashback. Today we go back to Thursday, May 27, 2021, when Talk Back Live transitions from radio to the first TV broadcast. Now, Talk Back Live Flashback. Here's Frank Allan.
Well, hi, welcome everybody, and here we are once again. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you. It's Thursday, it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning at 1 a.m. in London town, and 9 a.m. they're having breakfast in China. And I want to thank all of you for coming in, and welcome to Talk Back Live. And of course, I guess I have a few explanations to iron out for you, right? And you're wondering, watching this show, right? You used to listen to it. Now you're watching it at the same time. Well, let me explain what happens. Last week, when we were on the air, or we attempted to go on the air, what we tried to do is come on the air on audio other than video. Now, we can do either one, right? For some reason, audio wasn't working. Couldn't get on. Couldn't do anything. I tried. I rebooted. I did this. I upgraded Facebook, upgraded my phone. I did everything you could possibly think of. And till finally we couldn't figure it out. And the reason why we're here now, because we still can't figure it out. It's still not working for us. So that's why we're here now on the air live, as you can see us here. And so that's our story. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to do everything. Everything is going to go normal. Everything is going to go normal as possible. Only thing now that you can see what we're doing. You can see me drink water and everything. Right? I mean, who cares? Anyway, that was the story. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go for the next hour. Now, let's say if something materialized next week and we're back on the radio. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, until that happens, if that happens, then what we're going to do, we're going to just continue here, doing right here live, TV. The good news, though, is that not only are you people who watch us here on Facebook, watching us here on Facebook, also if you go on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, we're on the air live on YouTube as well. So I want to say hello to all of you guys who are watching us on YouTube, as well as the people here on Facebook who are regulars. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, this is our very first show on YouTube doing Talk Back Live. As I said, it's a radio program. Now, I don't know if you guys ever had a problem with, with Facebook, because a lot of times, technically, Facebook, they go through technical phases. And remember we used to do the split screen, when I have Brian Camp and DJ Pete on, we used to do the split screen. They sort of took that away. You can't do that anymore. For whatever reason, can't do it anymore. So this could be a new phase for Facebook. Maybe they're just knocking off the audio part of it all altogether. And we're down to this. God forbid if they take all of this away from us. Then what we're going to do? We're going to cross that bridge when we get there. Thank you guys for being along with us. And I see people who are coming in. Thank you guys. Just want to say hello to you guys. Thanks for joining in. And as I said, we're going to be here for a whole hour. Now we're here every Thursday. Every Thursday. And the purpose of the show is to get you involved into the show. And we're going to continue that the way we do it on the radio. We're going to do it right here. Get you involved. So if there's anything that you want to say in particular, of course, I'll see you on the big screen and I'll acknowledge you and we can talk about it too. In the meantime, I will continue to throw all of the topics out. Kick off a topic, and then if you don't like that, or maybe if we continue and finish the topic, we can go on to your topic. All you have to do is just say something. But in the meantime, while we're doing this, we want to say hello once again. Thank you so much for being along with us. Brian Camp is going to be with us. That's no change. That's no change. Brian Camp is going to be with us in just a few minutes with the latest developments in today's world of sports. And I made sure last week when we went through the technical problems, I called Brian, told him, hey, Brian, I said, just so you know, we're not going to go on the air tonight. And I explained to him what happened. And during the week, listen to this. I took this up with the people at T-Mobile. So what I did, I wanted to call T-Mobile and see if there's any way they could debug my phone. You know, it'll never happen if you don't ask. And so I explained to him what the problem was, and told him, I said, you know, if I can get that back, that would be great. And he didn't even know that you can go on the air live without being seen on radio. He didn't know that. And he said if that ever comes back, he'll definitely do more for himself. Anyway, so I spoke to him about it. He even tried it on his phone. One of the representatives I was talking to, he tried it on his phone, and he got the same exact thing I got. And when I attempt to go on the radio part, it just simply said, something's gone wrong. And it had a little replica, a little tiny bug. You know those replica of the bugs? A little icon of a bug. So I don't know if there's a bug. I tried it with another friend of mine who said he was able to get it. And I tried it with Brian Camp. I called him up in the middle of the week and I tried it. He got something else. He got something different. So guys, I don't know what's going on with this thing. I have no idea what's going on. So until we find out what's going on, this is how we're going to do it from now on. We're going to just take our time and we're going to do the TV part of it. So thank you for joining us, Facebook. All you guys on YouTube, thank you so much. We'll be here next week if it's the same thing, so look out for us. Remember, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and just in case you're just joining us, don't make this your last time. You know, make us part of your weekly habit. And as I said, we're here every Thursday between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. and everything is Eastern. We all talk about Eastern. So if you're in a different part of the world, different part of the country, please check your time zone and get in. So I want to say hi to you guys, all you guys. There are more people coming in on Facebook, so thank you so much for that. As usual, we're not gonna, we did the long talk anyway, so let's give that hand clap, that hearty hand clap, right? That hand clap, all just the doctors, the nurses, all of the first responders, police officers, firefighters, all of you guys have been with us since the pandemic began, and we want to thank you for doing so. And things are starting to look good. As you know, people are taking their vaccinations. A lot of people are, some people are not. But we want you to think about that. Think about it hard, because the faster we get past this pandemic, the better off we'll be. They also say that if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, whether you're indoors or outdoors. But a lot of people are not yet, and me included, not yet taking that route just yet. So take your time about it, think about it. But it's good to know that you can do that. And if you're going outdoors, maybe if you're sitting alone, if you're out in the park and you're sitting alone, nobody around, you can take off your mask and breathe a little bit, you know. But nevertheless, carry the mask with you, because even though they say you don't have to wear a mask, there are some establishments that you may go to that may say, well, if you're coming in here, you're going to have to put on a mask. Keep the mask in your pocket for you ladies, in your pocketbook, or wherever, you know, you can, you know, wherever it's compact, wherever you can get easy access to it. Please do that. So, like they say, it's baby steps. We take a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. So anyway, we talk about COVID-19, which is still in effect. It's in full effect still. And the United States are doing pretty good right now. But we still have a long way to go. So continue to follow all of the protocols. If you're not fully vaccinated, continue to wear your mask. All right. Now, the reason why a lot of people are wearing their mask, even though they're fully vaccinated, and even though they could have the luxury of not wearing their mask, some are not doing it because a lot of people are questioning this. They're questioning this situation. They say, well, we don't know who's vaccinated. I know I'm vaccinated. You're vaccinated. But we don't know who else is vaccinated. You don't know the surroundings of people who are vaccinated. So people are still carrying their mask, which is a wise thing. So, you know, if you feel that way, carry a mask. And again, for those of you who are not vaccinated at all, please continue to wear your mask and keep the 6 feet distance as well. You know, we still got to get over this thing. And again, the faster that you get your vaccination, the quicker it'll be for everybody. More and more people are getting vaccinated every day. So please do that. Now, If you don't have a number and you don't know where to go to get vaccinated, of course, I have a number here which I've been giving every day. It's called the COVID-19 test, and that number is 718-638-7682. That number, well, you know, it's a local number. It's a New York local number. But that number will, I'm pretty sure, will get you places. It will, you know, say, you know, we have information for you. You're not in our district, but we can tell you where to go. Kevin, how you doing? Kevin Briscoe out there, and still wearing his mask. I know, not only is Kevin still wearing his mask, but he's wearing gloves, and I think he has to, too, because Kevin is a radio guy. He works in radio. He's a radio engineer. He's a broadcast engineer, and he touches things. And the person behind them touch things. So he's one guy. A lot of people are not wearing gloves, but he's one guy that's wearing those gloves and those masks. So Kevin, good for you. And Kevin, I think you're fully vaccinated. Kevin is fully vaccinated, but like everyone else, he's taking precautions, which is okay. Anyway, that number I was supposed to give you, that COVID number, that number will get you places. Again, that number is 718-638-7682. You call that number and it will give you a roadmap. And if you're not vaccinated yet and you get the symptoms, please go get tested. That number, you can talk to someone that can tell you where to go in your area to get vaccinated. And I'm pretty sure wherever you are in the country or around the world, you have local numbers too. And those local numbers will get you vaccinated. All you have to do is call your local number, and all you have to do is give them your zip code, and they can tell you, well, you got a center right around the corner from you, or down the street, 2 blocks away. You know, now in New York City, we're cut down to 5 boroughs: Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island. We're cut down to 5 boroughs. So here's what you do: if you're living in New York City, and the number I just gave you, also we have a 311 number, which I'll explain to you about that. They can tell you where to get vaccinated in your borough. You don't have to leave your borough. All you have to do is just give them the zip code, and they can tell you right off. So you don't have to leave your borough. No matter where you live in the 5 boroughs, you could stay in your borough and get vaccinated. Some people, of course, unless of course you like to just get out of your borough for a while and just get away. Now, it's people are getting vaccinated still, and guess what? There are a lot of places where you don't have to make appointments anymore. All you have to do is just walk right in there. And I'm pretty sure those numbers that you call will give you that information. The number I just gave you and the 311 number, which I'm about to explain to you, that's a New York, that's strictly New York. That's strictly a New York number. And that number will give you information about New York. Anything that you want to know about New York. Anything you want to know about New York, right? Where to go, what to see, what shows are opening, what theaters are opening, anything. If you have a complaint, there's a pothole in the street and you want to report that, you could do that through that number, that 311 number. And with that, it's a chock full of information, and with that, I'm pretty sure they'll give you information on where to get the test if you want it, and where to get vaccinated. And of course, please, you have that. I have another thing too. If you want to, I have a website here for New Yorkers only. For New Yorkers only, and I'm pretty sure you have websites in your area. All you have to do is a matter of Googling, but I just have to have one on hand, which is nycvaccinelist.com. That's nycvaccinelist.com. It'll give you every place in New York City where to go to get vaccinated. And as I said, in most cases now, the way things are going now, in most cases now, all you have to do is walk right in, find out where the center is nearest you, and get vaccinated. So yes, Kevin did get vaccinated, and I'm hoping that you will do. And if you didn't, I just hope that you would think about it. Nothing to be alarmed about. They're safe. You're not going to get microchips in your head or anything like those silly things that they were talking about. You know, I had a guy tell me that he said he wasn't going to get vaccinated. He said because he thinks this it's controlling microchips. You know. Planted in your, come on guys, come off of that. You know, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's safe. It's a safe vaccine, and of course we have 3 on the market, as you already know. We have the Johnson & Johnson, which Kevin took. That's only a 1-shot deal, just 1 shot. Johnson & Johnson. You also have Moderna, which requires 2 shots, not the same day, different times. And of course, you have Pfizer, which also requires 2 shots. So there you have it. There you have it. And so all you have to do is just do that. Get vaccinated and everything will be fine. We're going to talk more about that later, just as a reminder, because I like to keep reminding you guys about that. It's all. Now, later on in the program, we're also going to give you my favorite picks of this week of some movies. I love the classic movies, you know that. I always talk about those classic movies. And I have a couple of picks that I think you're going to like and going to enjoy strictly from Turner Classic Movies. And there are a lot of other things. So this weekend is a long weekend for all of us. You know that, right? So this is Memorial Day weekend. So I know what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to go out and they're going to shoot the breeze. They're going to barbecue. They're going to go out and roast duck and clam on the half shell and all of that. That's what you're going to do Memorial Day, right? Always think about the vets, though. Think about them. Keep them in mind while you're doing all that partying. So it's a long weekend. A lot of people are going off traveling. A lot of people are taking chances. A lot of people are going to fly for the weekend. But do it with caution. Proceed with caution. Again, if you're not vaccinated and you're doing outdoor things, continue to wear your mask, because you don't really know who's really been vaccinated. The only way you can tell if someone shows you the card. Everybody gets a card. Letting everybody know that they were vaccinated. You could use that. And I personally don't have a problem if I go into a restaurant and they say, well, we welcome you, but if you're not going to wear a mask, please give us some proof that you are vaccinated. Keep it in my pocket. You can take your card. The original card, you can put it away, you can make a copy of it, keep it in your wallet, or you could take a picture of the card and keep it as a photo. So anybody asks you, that information, or you pop up your phone. Does wonders. So there you go. So Brian Camp will be here soon with the latest developments in today's world of sports. We've got a lot of sports to talk about. I'm pretty sure he does. Baseball is on the rise. The Yankees were rained out last night. We had a string of good weather here. We had a string of good weather here in New York. I mean, it was really, really sunny and warm. And today, bright sunshine, not a cloud in the sky. Sunny and warm, and it was, I think we were like in the 80s somewhere. Like in the 80s here in New York. Some people, lower temperatures, wherever you are. I know in the South, they're probably higher temperatures. And but up north here, where we are, in New York, nice weather, great weather. I understand it's going to go on the decline starting tomorrow, so we'll get some clouds. I don't think we're going to get a lot of rain, but we're going to get a few spritz here and there, So, what can you say? Okay, so I'm pretty sure you saw the news. You know what's happening in the news. The news, you pick your choice if you want to talk about that. I don't know. You pick your choice. Whatever you think about the news. The news is very depressing. Very depressing. The only thing I want to hear is that we're doing good as far as this COVID thing. I'm not really into the bad news thing today. I'm not in the mood for it. So, but anything that you want to talk about it, please, we're willing to do it. We're willing to talk about it. We talk everything from politics to sports to everything else. And that's it. Still looking for the arrival of Brian Camp. He didn't get here yet. Maybe he got lost somewhere in the shuffle. I'm pretty sure something happened. Oh, later on in the program too, we're going to give you all of the, as we do each week, we're going to give you information, as we call it, on this day in history. We've got a few of those lined up for you, so we got so much going on. So thank you for being with us, and those of you who are just dropping in, and you're wondering, why are we doing this, and why are we not, you're on the radio and you're seeing, I'm going to have to explain that one more time because people are coming in. I'm going to have to explain it one time. The reason why we're doing this again is because of the fact last week we tried and we had a technical problem. We just couldn't get on board on the radio side. And it's still happening. Otherwise, we would be there now. We checked it out earlier this evening, and just before we got on the air, it's still the same situation. So until those things are ironed out, if it's ironed out, if Facebook irons it out, and I believe it's a Facebook thing, then again, it may not be. Who knows? But whenever we iron out the situation, we will definitely let you know, and we'll definitely go back on the air. But in the meantime, we're going to be doing it this way. We're live on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube as well. I see all the people out on YouTube. So guys, thank you guys for coming in. And by the way, all of the information I gave the people on Facebook, the COVID number and all of that, all of you people who are watching on YouTube, go in the chat column, way up on the top, the very top of the chat column, right there. And all of the information is there. That contains information that I have, my information, email, telephone number, all of that's there too, and all of the other good things too. It's all there. So please be in mind. Okay, it's 21 past the hour. We're way overdue on sports. Way overdue. Brian, are you out there somewhere? Maybe Brian forgot. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he got caught in traffic or something. I don't know. Anyway, we'll keep going. Until that time, maybe we should just skip, well, I don't want to skip sports. Let's see. Oh, well, here's something I got to tell you about. I have and I'm going to tell you about it after the show as well, too. I have a podcast, which is called The Blue Cafe. Blue Cafe is a show where I get to interview people of interest, newsmakers, and people of entertainment. Now, we're kind of slow a little bit getting more guests on, but I have 3 interviews that I've done in the past, 3 interviews that are up there now. And I did one with Bobby Rydell. He was the teenage idol of the 60s. Bobby Rydell, I did an interview with him, great interview. Prior to that, I did Jimmy Clanton, who was a teenage idol in the 50s. And of course, I did one with Bobby Wilson, who's the son of Jackie Wilson. I have 3 interviews there. If you haven't checked them out, please check them out. We're a little bit slow in getting more interviews on, but we are going to definitely do that. We'll get some more on. If you have any questions or ideas or any person that you think you would like for me to interview, talk to, please. I'm always open. I'm always open for that. So that's the Blue Cafe, and to get there, all you have to do is go there at the top. If you're watching us on Facebook, go there at the top. You see all the information where you see Talkback Live and today's date, and then like the COVID-19 test. And at the bottom, the very bottom, you'll see it says the Blue Cafe, and underneath that or alongside it, it's the direct link to that website. And you'll see that as soon as you get there, you'll see the 3 interviews there. Bobby Rydell's interviews at the top. Underneath that, Jimmy Clanton is underneath that, and then Bobby Wilson is underneath that. So you have 3, and you can listen to it. You don't have to listen to them all at once, but they're there anytime you want to go back there. That's the Blue Cafe. It takes you directly there. Okay, so Brian is not here. Brian is not here just yet. Okay, so let me see. I hope maybe there's something wrong with our phones. Okay, there's nothing wrong with the phones. The phones are pretty good. Phones are pretty good. Okay, so we'll move along until we get what do you know? There he is. Yeah, there he is. You must have got lost in the sauce. I don't know. Brian Camp there with the latest developments in today's world of sports. How you doing, Brian?
I'm okay. Sorry I'm late. I had to take care of some personal business here,
Yeah.
but like I said, I'm always here. I'm always here. If I'm held captive or kidnapped, I'm gonna have to tell my kidnappers, look, I gotta get on the Frank Allen show. So can we discuss this after this here, and maybe you'll let me go, but I gotta get on the show, so you don't have to worry about that. So, but I am here. Good evening to everyone, and hello, just basically hello. Hope all is well with everybody else. So, very quickly, we'll talk about some things, a couple of things in sports. The NFL has came up with a salary cap of $208.2 million per team for the 2022 season. What it means is that it doesn't mean that the salary cap will be that amount, but basically it said there's a possibility that it can get to that. So 202. So it's $208.2 million is the salary cap, and that's where we're going to be. Is where we're going to be at. Also, like I stated last week, the NFL has saying that they're going to expect to remove the mask, but again, this is only for people that's fully vaccinated, unless if they have any kind of approved by religious or medical exemption. So that's where we stand for the football teams. They're having their volunteer practices right now. So so we could look forward to that as things get a little bit better as the upcoming weeks coming along. In the NBA, playoffs are here. The New York Knicks are even up things last night at Madison Square Garden. They had a news clipping of 34th and 32nd and 7th Avenue after the game, where it was a mob. It was a mob full of people. You would think that it was just a riot there, but it wasn't a riot. It was just that it was so packed of Madison Square Garden, not so much inside the garden, but outside the garden, where it's the mecca of all arenas, Madison Square Garden, and they love their basketball. As you know, Madison Square Garden in New York City is the home of all mecca sports, including boxing and basketball, hockey, tennis, you name it. That's why it's known as the mecca of all arenas. So playoff basketball is back. As I spoke about this recently, boxing was coming up with Evander Holyfield is fighting June 5th in our exhibition match against what was some kind of some kind of celebrity. Don't have the name with me right now, but that's going to be June 5th. Evander Holyfield is going to fight comedian, actor Logan Paul at Rock Stadium in Miami on June 6th. So, his brother had a fight, a boxing match against former basketball player that did not go too well for the basketball player. That was almost a year ago. And Lamar Odom from the Kardashians is set to fight at the Showboat Casino. That's coming up on June 12th. He's going to be fighting another comedian, another person that's in the entertainment world. I don't have that with me right now. And there's a rumor that Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis will be fighting, but nothing was confirmed yet. They're trying to aim this for sometime in the fall. So, and on this day in sports, in 1968, National League 2 franchises was approved by the Major League Baseball. The Montreal Expos and the San Diego Padres will be part of the National League. The Montreal Expos will be in the East. The San Diego Padres will be in the West Coast. And let's see what else. In 1982, NHL hockey new owners, headed by John McCullough, buys the NHL Colorado Rockies under the new name, the New Jersey Devils, which is presently right now. So congratulations to them. That was back in 1982. And in 1987, New York Yankees knuckleballer Phil Niekro becomes the third pitcher in Major League Baseball history to start 700 games. 700 games. So that right there is that's a lot of games. Only two other pitchers achieved that. Cy Young and Don Sutton of the formerly of the LA Dodgers. And that's about the sports. There are playoff basketball games that's on now. Check your local listings on ESPN, TNT, and NBA TV as well. We're all set for the weekend. Every day this weekend, up until the conference finals, to the next round, we will have NBA basketball as well. That's sports.
Okay, we're talking about Madison Square Garden. I passed Madison Square Garden today. They're getting a little facelift over there.
Yeah, they're doing wonderful things in Midtown. For the people that don't live in New York City, if you come to visit New York City, in that 20-block area, you could see anywhere from Carnegie Hall to Times Square to Madison Square Garden to Rockefeller Center to all the Broadway shows. It is a tourist town.
Yeah.
It's amazing how things are bouncing back. So
yeah, they're all looking good. That's it. Well, this is what we do from now on, Brian. I don't know. We still couldn't get the hang of the audio part tonight. So this is how we're going to do it every week until we get it right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow on the coffee hour.
Yes, you will.
With more sports. Okay. Take care. Have a great evening. I was gonna say happy Memorial Day, but I could say that tomorrow too because the weekend will be upon us at that time. But we'll see you tomorrow morning anyway.
Okay then.
Take care of yourself. That's Brian Camp, everybody, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. A little bit late, but that's great. But better late than never. And he's always here, as he says, bringing us those sports. Thank you, Brian, for that. And Brian, of course, will be with us tomorrow on the with Sports Update on the coffee hour. And I'll tell you more about that later on as we go along. And just in case you're just joining us, you're at Talkback Live, and we're talking back live visually. It wasn't always that way. So we're not until we get it right, until we find out what the problem is. We're no longer going to do it on the radio. We're going to do it on the TV side. And the good news too, we're broadcasting, simulcasting, as well as on Facebook. We're on YouTube as well. So if you're out there on YouTube, you're watching us for the very first time. This is the very first time we're doing Talkback Live on the air. But we always do a coffee hour on the air, both on Facebook and YouTube as well. And again, thank you all for joining us. We're going to be here for another few minutes. Well, we got a lot of time, as a matter of fact. And we're coming up to 27 minutes to the hour. Coming up to 27 minutes to the hour. Okay, folks, in this day in history, in 1916, I should say, that's a long way back. 1916, President Woodrow Wilson, he addresses the League of Enforced Peace, founded in 1915, and was public and gives public support to the idea of a league nation. On this day in history, in 1927, Japanese military invasion or invention, I would say. That's Japanese military invention in Chinese Civil War. On this day in history, 1930, the 1,446-foot Chrysler Building, that's a marvelous building, right on 42nd Street in New York City. The tallest building structure at the time opens to the public. On this day in history, Walt Disney short film Three Little Pigs released, Academy Award Best Animated Film in 1934. On this day in history, 1935, the Supreme Court declares FDR's National Recovery Act unconstitutional. In 1955, the Red Button Show last aired on NBC TV. In 1967, Sherry closes at the Alvin Theater in New York City after 65 performances. And in 1969, the Jerry Lewis Show's second run last airs on NBC, and all of these shows were classic shows too. Back in 1972, the Jimmy Castor Bunch recorded Chocolate Egg Cavemen. They hit the charts number 6 on the charts. In 1975, Paul McCartney released Venus and Mars. In 1977, the Sex Pistols released God Save the Queen, sparking major controversy and leading to a ban on the song by the BBC. And in 1979, Pope John Paul II ordains John J. O'Connor as bishop. In 1985, listen to this one. 1985, the inaugural band's parade for Ronald Reagan. Don't ask me why, I don't know. They should have gave more details about that. Or I should have left it out, right? 1994, this was the final broadcast of the Arsenio Hall show on that night. And did he come back after that? Or was it the second time around? He was canceled twice. I don't know. Maybe we'll give it another go around and see what happens. Okay. Okay, in 1994, Larry King ends his radio show. In 1995, actor Christopher Reeve is paralyzed from the neck down after falling from his horse in a riding competition in Culpeper, Virginia. Say it, but don't spray it. I'm sorry, guys. In 1997, Russian President Boris Yeltsin signs a historic treaty with NATO. Isn't that nice? Okay, pro golfer Sam Snead. A lot of you may not remember him. I don't know, maybe you're not old enough to remember Sam Snead. He was born on this day in 1912, and he was born in Ashwood, Virginia. He died May 23rd at the age of 89 from a stroke. Actor Christopher Lee was born on this day in 1927. 1922. It was May 27th this day, 1922 in London, England, and he passed away June 7th, 2015, at the age of 93. And who talks like this? Where's Nancy? Why Nancy? It's Henry Kissinger. That may not have been a good voice, but my voice is shot to hell tonight, as you could hear. Henry Kissinger was born on this day in 1923 in Germany. He died at the age of 97. And U.S. Vice President Hubert Humphrey was born on this day in 1911. He was born in Wallace, South Dakota. And he passed away January 13th, 1978 at the age of 66. Today, that's a young age. And he died from bladder cancer. And let's see, in 1995, the Friends, the sitcom Friends, well, the actress Lisa Kudrow, she got together and married French, he was a French advising executive, Michael Stern, in Malibu, California. And 2012, actress Cynthia Nix, she played in Sex and the City. Cynthia Nix, she got together and wed with education activist Christine Moroney, and they got married in New York City. And 2003, that's the year 2003, or if you will, okay. Actress Angela Jolie, she divorced Billy Bob Thornton due to differences, as they always do in Hollywood. They always have differences. I don't know what it is about Hollywood marriages, but they always divorce for the same reason. I don't know. Anyway, at the year 2011, Gil Scott-Heron, American writer, poet, and singer, dies at the age of 62. And 2017, Greg Allman of the Allman Brothers dies from cancer at the age of 69. And that's what's happening in this day in history. And so if you have any information on what happened in this day in history and you'd like to say something about it, by all means, do it. I will read it and I will acknowledge you. Just in case you're just joining us once again, it's coffee hour. No, that's tomorrow. Tonight, it's Talkback Live. And my name is Frank Allan, and we're here with you, by the way, every Thursday. And again, those of you who are just joining us, who are regulars, come in, You understand that we're not doing the radio part of it this week. We didn't do it last week. And we were off last week. We couldn't do the show last week. So some of you may have been looking for us and we weren't here. That was the reason, because we had those technical problems and we had to find out what it was. We still have the technical problems, and that's why we're here doing this. So we're here being seen, right? That's what we're doing. And so, and we're going to continue to do it this way until things iron out. And if it doesn't iron out, well, guess what? This is the new life. This is the new life. I don't know. I see more people who come in, so I want to wave to you guys in Facebook land and all of you guys in YouTube land. Thank you so much for being along with us. It's always a pleasure to have you aboard with us. And so there you have it. Okay, so let me tell you about my picks. If you're a moviegoer, I got picks that of course I do this every week. Every week I do this. And now just in case, now we know this is going to be a long weekend for all of us, because it's going to be the Memorial Day holiday weekend. Now a lot of you may say, well, I'm not going to watch any movies. I'm going to be barbecuing. I'm going to play baseball. I'm going to go to the stadium. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But just in case, a lot of people want to stay home, just in case. Instead of twiddling your thumbs, you may want to watch a movie, Netflix or something. There's always something to do. There's always something to do. Now, if you're a New Yorker like me, there's no way you can escape not doing anything. You can't escape it. There's always something to do. You can't escape it. So, anyway, these are the picks that I have. Turner Classic, I only have 2 this week. But they're good movies. Turner Classic Movies, and the first one I have here is called The Best Years of Our Lives, back in 1946. And that stars Frederick March and Dana Andrews. And that's coming on this Saturday at 12:15, Saturday morning. That's Friday night, Saturday morning, 12:15 a.m. on Turner Classic Movies. So if you're staying up late, you have that extra time, you're staying up late, there's a good movie to watch. If you're not staying up that late, you're going to bed early, DVR it. See it the next day. So again, that's The Best Years of Our Lives, 1946, and that's with Frederick Marx and Dana Andrews. And finally, I have No Time for Sergeant. That features, it's a comedy. It's a great one. It's funny. Andy Griffith, No Time for Sergeant. This is back in 1958. Andy Griffith. And Andy Griffith is the star of that, of course. And that comes on Turner Classic Movies. That comes on Saturday morning as well. Only you could have breakfast while you're watching it. Saturday morning at 11:30 a.m. That's Saturday morning, 11:30 a.m. Unless they have the time wrong, but that's what I have here. So there you do. You have 2 great classic movies: The Best Years of Our Lives and No Time for Sergeant. And if you don't like those, you can always go and check out, because you can check out the banner. You can check it all of the movies. These are just picks of mine. They're just picks, but there may be something else that you might like. You might want to stroll through the banner and check out the program guide for Turner Classic Movies. You may want to do that and check out, there may be something coming on tonight that you might watch. Check it out. You could also check out Netflix. And by the way, if you subscribe to cable, you can always go on demand. You can always go on, they're chock full of movies on demand you can watch to your heart's content. And you go there and check it out. Other than that, the rest of you, you're going to enjoy your holiday. I wonder, what are you guys going to do for the holiday? Kevin, is Kevin still out there? Kevin, are you going to say, I know Kevin. No, I already know part of Kevin's deal. I don't know, if he's not working, he's going to be someplace celebrating the holiday with stogies. He's a cigar man. He's a cigar buff. And anything that you want to know about cigars, you ask Kevin Briscoe. He'll tell you. He knows. He knows. He knows what's the right blend, the finer tobacco, you know, how they're made, you know. Ask him. You still out there, Kevin? If not, you know, maybe he'll be back here next week and he can kind of tell you how to do it. But Brian is going to be in Georgia. All right, so he's taking off for the weekend. Brian is going to be in Georgia, and what's happening in Georgia? I'm going to stay in New York. I'm not ready for the traveling yet. Kevin is just going to be relaxing, but with a stogie, with a cigar, the finest blends, the finest cigars. He only buys the finest. If Kevin will stop smoking cigars if he doesn't get the best. You gotta have the best, the finer tobacco. All right. And Brian, what's happening in Georgia? Brian is going to Georgia. What part of Georgia are you going to, by the way? So Kevin is not going to work. He's going to relax. Everybody's going to relax. I'm going to stay here in New York. The good thing is that I have a great bunch of neighbors here. I have a great bunch of neighbors. And I live in an apartment building where we have a courtyard that we have we have about 2 courtyards, one on each side of the building. And, as a tenant, you can go to any courtyard, but you have to be a tenant. You can go there, and you can go there anytime they're open, which is usually every day. And even sometimes I go there lunchtime. I park it at lunchtime. Go there at lunchtime and sit back. They have tables and chairs, just like, if you're out in the park or something, And they have 2 barbecue grills. 2 barbecue grills in each court. The only thing is that you have to order them in advance. You have to, reserve them in advance. But it's okay. But I have friends, they say, hey, come on down. We're cooking up a storm. We got beer, we got wine, we got the whole 9 yards. Come on down, And so I'll stop to the store and grab some burgers and whatever my contribution would be. I'd grab it and say, okay, here we go, and they have the music on, and that's great. It's always great to live in a neighborhood where you have nice neighbors and you can do things like that together. It's always great. But Brian is not staying home. Him and his wife they're going to Georgia, and let's see. Fine tobaccos, fine tobacco problem. Brian is gonna see his in-laws in Georgia. That's what he's doing. He's going to Georgia. He didn't say what part of Georgia, but he's going to see his in-laws in Georgia. So that sounds like I would imagine you're going to be there for the whole weekend, right? I would imagine, right? And Kevin Briscoe, the fine tobacco products, nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. Nothing but the best for Kevin Briscoe, the finest tobacco. So anyway, if you want to know anything about cigars, I mean fine cigars. Fine cigars, the best. You ask Kevin, he'll tell you. And if everybody out here now, he's here now. If you have a question about fine tobacco, do it. I used to smoke cigars years ago, but it wasn't really it was only a once in a while thing. Because most of the times I was like I was a cigarette smoker back in those days. So I would smoke from, I would smoke from cigarettes, and sometimes if I wasn't in the mood for cigarettes, I'll smoke a stogie. Or if I didn't have a stogie, I smoke a pipe, And I remember those little small cigars. And Kevin, I think you might remember the little Tijuana Smalls with the little tips on them, right? And some of those Tijuana Small had flavor to it, had different flavors. And when you smoke it, you can taste the flavor from the tip, the little rubber plastic tip. You smoke it, Tijuana Smalls. Yeah. Brian is going to be smoking meat. Kevin is smoking tobacco, and Brian is going to be smoking meat. Let me explain that smoking meat. That's what they call a smoker. Those of you who do barbecue, you know that, right? It's a smoker. So he puts meat in the smoker and he smokes it up. It takes hours to do that, but that's what he's going to be doing. So I imagine that you're going to be the gourmet cook of the day, right, over there in Georgia, right? He's going to be smoking the meat, and so in BK. Kevin said in BK. That's Brooklyn, I would say. BK is Brooklyn. You see, if you're a Brooklyn kid, you know what BK means. If you're from Brooklyn. Kevin's from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. Can't you hear? Can you tell by my accent? I'm from Brooklyn. Okay. Anyway, whatever you guys do, just have a good time with it. Just have a good time. So anyway, my plan is to do that. I'm going to stay home on the weekend. But there's going to be something to do, and I'll probably be doing some of the backyard barbecue, as they say backyard, but we have a courtyard, so I'll call it the courtyard barbecue. And it's always fun in the summertime we do that. And then, the people in the complex, the owners, the managements, they always have something sometimes themselves. They create something themselves courtesy of management. They'll have barbecue, and they'll send out a newsletter to all of the tenants, or email to all of the tenants saying so and so a day is going to be a backyard barbecue. All tenants are welcome, and you're allowed 10 guests. Isn't that nice of them? They allow us to bring 10 guests, but that's the limit. 10 guests, that's enough. That's enough. And they come and they have a good time. Brian says he's always a gourmet cook. He's always a gourmet cook. No competition, right? Okay, no competition there. It's 10 minutes to the hour, and you're just joining us. You notice my voice is shot. It's shot to hell tonight, so you're going to have to excuse me. Maybe if I take a little water, maybe that'll help. Hold on a second, guys. I got a little bit. I got a little bit more time. I got 10 minutes, so I'll step it out. I'll step it out. So that's the story. So again, you can do that. You have all of these things to do. You have the movies I just told you about, and if you don't like those movies, of course, go on. You have Netflix, and of course you have on demand. If you have cable, you subscribe to cable. You have demand, and you can choose any movie that you want. It's all there. Backyard barbecues, and people are going to have a good time. People are going to have a good time, and so once Friday comes around, that's when everybody. If you're working Friday, and I'm pretty sure if your boss is nice, if he has any feelings at all for you, he would let you go home early Friday. Okay, so if any of you guys are the bosses, any of the bosses out there, right? If you're watching right now, be nice, be kind. Let them take let them take off early. Give them. They may have flights to catch. They want to catch flights. Be nice. But then again, if he does that, may compromise your bonus for the year. Oops. I just gave him an idea. No. Anyway, whatever the plans are, anyway, please enjoy. You two boss, enjoy them. Enjoy them all. Okay, once again, I want to tell you about my show, just in case, before we go off the air, I want to tell you about my show once again, Talk Back Live. Talk Back Live, of course, this is what we have here. We're here every Thursday. And, of course, I have another talk show, which is on a podcast, which is called The Blue Cafe. And on The Blue Cafe, I get to talk to all kinds of people, newsmakers, people of entertainment. I love talking to people of entertainment and newsmakers, too. If you're writing a book, we talk to you about that. And if you're a singer, you're a dancer, have you on the show, we talk about that. We get you started. Now that may not get you $100 million, and it may not even get your career going on. But listen, it's a platform. It's right there for you. And of course, you can hear that show by going on. If you watching us on Facebook, you look up there, over here, or down here, or however you're watching the show, you'll see up in the subject area, it has all the information where you see the name of the show, today's date, and then all the other information there, all of my email address and my telephone number, which, by the way, you can use at any time you like to get in touch with me. You're welcome to it at any time. If you want to talk about the show or give suggestions, comments, or ideas, that's fine. Or even just to say hi. It's at your disposal. You could do that. And so you can go there and look at the very bottom. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, go to the chat area at the very top. And you'll see it up there at the very last subject there. You'll see it. It's called The Blue Cafe. And underneath that or around it is the link. You can press onto the link and boom, it's right there. Do it after the show though. And all of the shows, I have 3 shows available right now that I've done. As I said earlier, I did one with Bobby Rydell, which is the last show I did. Bobby Rydell, who, by the way, if you knew that movie Bye Bye Birdie, he was in it, and along with Anne Margaret, right? And so yeah, so I interviewed him. We had a great time talking to each other. I also had Jimmy Clanton, who I'm talking to you baby boomers, because you young people out there, you wouldn't know these guys. Yeah, you wouldn't know them. It's back in my time, and for those of you who have been out here alongside me, with your in the age, the same age bracket, Bobby Rydell and Jimmy Clanton. Jimmy Clanton, he was the idol of the 50s, and so we had him, and also we have Bobby Wilson. Bobby Wilson was, or is, the son of the late Jackie Wilson. And Bobby Wilson, what a great guy. We talked to him. Hey, you know something? He looks just like his father. He sings like his father. He just looks just like his father. And he tells an interesting story about his father, about him and his father. He tells an interesting story. I am not going to tell you about it because you're going to go on to the website and you'll check it out for yourself. They all tell interesting stories, And so that's a little tease for you. So go check it out. It's called the Blue Cafe, and of course the Blue Cafe is always there. Look at Mortimer over there. The Blue Cafe. I'm talking to Mortimer. You wanna meet Mortimer? I'll show you Mortimer. He was looking dead in my face. Here's Mortimer. This is Mortimer. He's always standing by, so I keep him up. He's like a good luck charm, he's a little troll. He's a little troll. And they don't make those things anymore. Remember the trolls? They don't make trolls anymore. But I found him in my neighborhood, as a matter of fact. There was the store is not there anymore, but it was like a place where they, like a pharmacy. It was a pharmacy, and they sell all kinds of things other than things you can get in a pharmacy, all kinds of things. And I saw this little one looking out the window. And when I bought it, it had a mask on, like Zorro. It had a mask and it had a cape. But I said, that's not it. So when I bought it, and I took the mask and the cape off. I said, this is the way a troll's supposed to look. Butt naked. That's Mortimer. Okay. So that's, I guess I gave you all the information now. It's 4 minutes to the hour. We're coming up to 3 minutes to the hour. Or I should say it is 3 minutes to the hour right now. And we thank you for being along with us. And so anyway, check out the Blue Cafe. Check it out. It's right there. You can check it out when we go off the air here. And I guarantee you'll like it. You'll like the interviews. They're nice. And we're a little bit slow right now on interviews because Bobby Rydell was the last interview I did, and that was in April. That was like maybe a couple of days before his birthday, about a week before his birthday too. So that was in April. Here we are in May, and we're headed for June already. So we're a little bit slow of getting guests on the show, but we will get them. And as they come along, I will definitely inform you about it. And of course, it'll be on Facebook. I'll post it on Facebook, and you'll get all that information, and that'll be great. So that's about it. And I hope you again have a great I don't know, holiday weekend, as they call it. But while you're celebrating this holiday weekend, remember it's Memorial Day. Keep in mind of all the vets, the people who helped us out, the people who put their tails, the men and women who put their tails out on the line to defend this country, and you and I in it. And so we keep that in mind too while you're turning that steak over, or shrimp on the barbie, and things like that. But it is going to be a long week. Now we're going to come back here next week. It's time for me to go. But again, don't forget to check out Blue Cafe. Again, go up there, and if you're on YouTube, go to the chat area. The information is right there, down at the bottom. The link is right there, and it will take you there. We'll be back here tomorrow too. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the coffee hour. DJ Pete will be along with us. If not, if DJ Pete doesn't show up, of course he'll send information and his part of the 2020 feature all of the entertainment of people of entertainment and the birthdays and everything. And the 2020 feature also consists of Brian Camp. He's 20 after the hour with a sports update, the latest developments in today's world of sports. That's coming up. And then DJP 20 to the hour. Other than that, I will return back here next week. We're going to be here live, right here on TV. Again, because the radio thing is just not working. I don't know why. But we'll be back here, and we'll do it all over again. And we hope that you have a great morning, a great afternoon, good evening, and most of all, a pleasant good night to each and every one of you. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.
You've been watching Talk Back Live Flashback, Thursday, May 27, 2021. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistance Dave Taylor. Research Sandy Pierce. And I'm Donna Stenke. Thanks for watching, and join us next time for Talk Back Live.